And now we go out. See, the thing is that you can actually find out.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the blight.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
Stop playing games. This treaty compels you to help.
You're asking the King of Orzammar to send armies to the surface, but Orzammar has no king and we have no army. Right now, the men who should be fighting Darkspawn are brawling in the street. If this situation is not resolved, we face civil war. If you want Lord Harrowmont's time now, you'll have to prove you have no intention of turning against him later.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly? So you want to make the whole world wait?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Do you want me to find out why your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I don't want to start picking sides.
I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Excuse me. That makes him less wanting to really do this. But at the same time,
Balin is the voice of change
he's tired.
and defense. Lord Harrowmont is the voice of stagnation and ruin.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's talking about.
Yes, I'm Hector.
It's fascinating the surface has an entire order dedicated to fighting Darkspawn. Down here, that's just what fighting means. But I'm sure it's more difficult on the surface. It must be much harder to find them.
Are you Lady Dace?
I am. And what business would you have with me?
You might want to take a look. You might want to look at these papers.
Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it.
Where is he? I'll bring these to him.
He is leading a Deep Roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient Tig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt.
How would I know where to
He
find
was
your
searching
father?
an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go?
Yes, so I'll leave right now.
So Balin's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
Someone succeeding matters enough for me to risk my life because the entire world
Of the hour.
is in danger
Three more
and
cla-
everybody is being dumb.
It'll be 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Bronca didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman. Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Who are you?
I'm Loylanar Ivo, warrior, which is more than I can say for that useless sod.
Who was he?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Bronca. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
Is that what you two were arguing
It's
about?
been 2
Bronca?
years since Bronca left. No one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching.
Why did Bronca go into the deep roads?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
I should get going now.
If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
To the common area.
So, I've been hearing rumors a certain wine is falling behind on his payments. I can't imagine what it means.
Is this Tapster's? Nope. This might be Tapster's. Also, everybody would be dead by now, unless they've got some kind of weird invisible magic-y force field, which I
Wonderful.
doubt.
A dwarven tavern. I've always wanted to try some of their ale. I hear it's quite potent.
Okay, not what I expected. Nevin, homie.
Atrust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapster's. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
I'd like to
With
drink.
52 types of ale, 17 types of mead, and a dozen imported wines, we should be able to serve your needs. What do you have?
Have
I
some
recommend a
ale.
Brakian brew. She has a heavy head and a deep, rich taste. 3 silvers gives you a pint.
Sold.
A Brakian brew never fails to hit the spot. Vartag Gavorn certainly owes Prince Balin. From a minor house to a prince's right-hand man. He'd do anything Balin asked him. Well, I have other customers to see too. If you need anything else, just call me over.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Gloves. armor, boots. Let's see here. I got my phone right next to me. I can look up some Google spoofs. Okay. Boots, armor, gloves. Okay, so yeah, I've got the full set. Apparently there's no helm. So that's interesting. What does the gloves look like? Huh. Actually, it's pretty solid.
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me. Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
Huh. You know me, word
You don't
travels
get
fast.
far as the youngest and most outspoken member of the Assembly without keeping an ear to the stone. I heard there was a Grey Warden in town. No offense, but you kind of stand out.
Huh. Your views on caste must be controversial in the
Very good.
Assembly.
I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the Assembly? I've always liked that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the Assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
I have news. Harrowmont is double dealing you in Lady Bits.
Oh, well, I'd ask for proof, or why you care, but frankly, I'm so tired of it I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even want the land, but my house would kill me if I turned it down. Responsibilities, you know. Now I'll have to go through the whole process of rejecting the deal. And they'll both have to try something else. And I thought it was going to be a nice day.
Sorry to be the bearer
You're
of
just
bad
doing
news.
what you think is right. I'll have to inform Mother that Lord Harrowmont hasn't bought our vote after all.
He seems like a decent enough chap. That was weird. I'm not talking to that guy. Dust Town Journal. Okay, so Orzammar. Embedding Quest. Shaper. Down Tower. Okay. So, I'm gonna go into Dust Town, see if I can take care of this nonsense here. Excuse me.
Oh dear. The differences between this side of town and the others is striking.
This looks like home.
There's a rich one. Let's do this 20 once we cut them out.
Ay, caramba. Really? Okay.
Yes!
Oh, great. More codex! The caste system in Orzammar includes many groups of privilege, the nobility and the warriors above all others, but to a lesser degree the merchants and the smiths and the miners. Tradition establishes a clear hierarchy. But as in any culture with an upper class, there's also a clear underclass. These unfortunates, the so-called casteless, are believed to be descendants of criminals and other undesirables. They've been looked down upon since Orzammar's foundation. They've taken up residence in a place called Dust Town, a crumbling ruin on the fringe of Orzammar's common areas. Orzammar's society considers these casteless lower than even the servant caste. Indeed, the casteless are not allowed to become servants, as it is too honorable position. They are seen as little better than animals, their faces branded at birth to mark them as the blankety-blank children of the kingdom. Their home district, little more than a slum, is a haven for crime, organized and otherwise. Orzammar's guards seemingly cannot be bothered to patrol its streets. The best that most casteless dwarves can hope for is a life at the whim of a local crime lord, ended abruptly by violence or an overabundance of toxic like an airline. Even so, there is some hope for the casteless, a dangling rope that offers a way up into greater Orzammar society. Since the dwarf's caste is determined by the parent of the same sex, the male child of a nobleman is part of that noble's house and caste. Strangely, it is acceptable for casteless women and to train in the arts of courtly romance to woo nobles and warriors. They are known as noble hunters. Any male born from such a union is considered a joyous event, considering the low rate of dwarven fertility. The mother and entire family are then taken in by the father's house, although they retain their caste. The dwarves we know on the surface are also considered casteless once they leave Orzammar, although this is only relevant to those who return, if they are allowed to return at all. Dwarves who leave for the surface, then sun-touched, as they often called behind their backs, lose their connection to the stone and the favor of their ancestors, and thus are worthy of little more than pity, for upon dying they are said to be lost to the stone forever. Put that way, it seems a sad existence indeed. In Stone Halls of the Dwarves by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. Yeah, I cannot really get behind the whole caste system thing at all.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform.
I'm Hector, Grey Warden.
You looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity. Especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
Sounds like I wouldn't approve of your
As long
kind
as you
of
keep your eyes
opportunity.
down and your mouth shut, we've got no further business.
I don't know what that was, but... The key to the city. While your concerns have merit, the Assembly has made itself clear. Space within the Thaig is at a premium. Your efforts have been exemplary, but these self-proclaimed cartels must defer to the Assembly and restore order. Exclusion from caste and society is no excuse. Perhaps suggest that it would be a simple matter to march on the quarter, or simpler still to withdraw infrastructure support. A tunnel breach would be most unfortunate, but current policy direction prohibits any deals that would legitimize cartel operations. Downward pressure on certain elements of our society has proven useful in shoring up the economy with an excess of affordable labor. It also encourages enlistment in the Legion of the Dead, the one accepted path to partial redemption, and a vital force on our weakening front lines. This model suffers when criminals create their own hierarchies with alternative methods of social advancement. Every stone has a fate that can't be carved, a side that must be earthward. We need their so-called Dust Town. But it would be inadvisable to include that in your negotiations. We have the utmost faith in you, Captain. The rest is obscured by bloodstains. From a confidential assembly, a directive regarding proliferation of cartels. Okay.
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here.
I'm looking for a thief who dared steal from Schaefer.
Is that so? What makes you think anyone here would turn this person in? You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm game. Yes.
Okay, keep the safe doesn't have the stolen tome of Sadama's body suggests that he may have passed it to someone in improving grounds. Yay.
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside?
Yes,
My
I
man
did.
used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
No,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh?
I have to go
Don't
now.
fall into the sky when you go back up there. Yes? Why is someone like you hanging about Dust Town so much? Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
Yes?
Never mind. Apparently she's not interested. Telling me about
Spare
her.
a bit for the needy? Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I. Thank you. That a stranger would care so much when my own family barred me from their halls unless I'm willing to. But no! I can't bear to even think of it!
What's wrong?
My name is Erlinda. I wasn't always like this. I was born to a mining caste family. We weren't wealthy, but I never went hungry before. Now it's all gone, and it's my own fault. Ancestors curse me, but there's nothing I can do to set it right.
What happened?
I fell in love. He seemed so exotic, you know? Tough and smart, and never had to bow his head to anyone. He was casteless, and I know he was just trying to father a higher caste child so he could petition for status. But our child was a son, casteless like his father. My parents disowned me and stripped my caste from me. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
Horrible.
I cannot abandon my baby. The Shapers teach that only children of true lineage exist, not those born casteless. But they never carried a child. He cries like any other infant, and smiles when he's warm and full. I can't kill him because of an accident of birth, an accident I forced on him.
Maybe I could
You would
reason
do
with the
that?
family.
But why?
I don't like to see a child suffer.
Then I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. but I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promise.
If I were tall and beautiful like you, I could make all sorts of money.
Apparently, Hector is tall and beautiful. You heard it here, folks. He's tall and beautiful.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezhda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple.
Here's 5 silvers. Buy yourself
Well,
some food.
thank you truly, my lord. That's right good of you. It takes a stranger to notice how bad things are, huh? No dwarf would lift a sodding finger. Excuse my language. What takes you out of the Diamond Quarters, stranger? You got a vice you're looking for old Nadezhda to fill?
Actually, I was just
I'll just
leaving.
stay out of your way then.
That was random. A randomness I shall not continue to go with. Oh, apparently I missed out on that. Give me that. Now, Wagner, Commoner. It's not Tapsters. There's Tapsters. There be Tapsters. Tapsters is here. Into here to make sure the grandpapa acts like a grandpapa.
What are you looking at, stranger?
Are you
Could be.
Ordell?
What business is it of yours?
If you don't take us to Erlin,
I have
I
no
met your daughter.
Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
What kind of monster throws his child out on
I'm
the street?
monster, not the castless wretch that filled my daughter with his brat. I've got a family and a reputation to protect. I'm not letting one stupid girl drag us all down.
You don't take Zerlindo back. She'll die.
What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
He's a baby, not a, you know. Could you pretend your child never existed?
I've been trying. It's not as easy as I thought. Look, just tell her... We never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
Thank you for actually acting like a decent person. I was about to say human being, but it's a dwarf. Onwards to other dwarves. To avoid the non-dwarvy thing. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Back to Dust Town.